Hello children. Today we'll do the remaining models. Those we have not covered in the earlier videos. So these are pretty important models. So I'll begin with use of will and shall. Children, you know very well will and shall. These we normally use in uh, future tense also. Okay, in future tense, there is a rule whenever we have first person subject, okay, or when we have the pronouns, which are used as subject, of first person. So there we use shall. It's a rule. And with the pronouns of second and third person, we use will. But when we do models, when you use the same in models, the rule is little bit changed. Okay, so I'll tell you those things one by one. So here we go. First important use of will and shall. Okay, you can say that the things are little bit reversed, not every time. In some situations, like in tense we use with I and we means first person noun, we use shall. But here the things are little bit different. Because we don't use these in those senses that we use in models. Okay, so first use, it is determination. Okay, when we talk about determination, or when there is a feeling of determination in a particular sentence, or when you talk about this particular feeling, so there we use maximum use of will with first person pronoun. Okay, and the same it can be reversed in a different way also. Listen, I will do it at any cost. Okay, it's a kind of determination, strong feeling it is there. So when you have one more sentence, you can say they shall do it, come what may. So when you have this kind of situation, so there the rules are little bit changed. So that is how we have come up here. Like third person we are using shall, and with first person, second person we are using will. Clear? Next is promise. See, when there are feelings of promise, or when you promise uh, about something to be done in future, so there also the rule is little bit changed. Okay, there we use like second and third person we use shall, and with first person we use will. Like I will honor him tomorrow. Okay, here see, will we are using. Next, he shall be honored tomorrow. Okay, or you shall be gifted a car today. So when you have certain things of promise, so there we use the model in this way. Particularly use of will with first person pronoun and shall with third person and second person. Clear? Next is polite request. See, for polite request, I think earlier I told you use of could, which is considered the most polite word in English. But it does not mean that we don't have other words in the same category. We do have, certainly. And will and shall, these we use accordingly, especially will. Okay, listen, like, will you please help me? Will you do me a favor? Okay, so these are, those important uses. Normally, we feel a little bit confused either talking with somebody or when we can say right things. So next is next type. See, when you express your willingness to do something, okay. So in this situation also we use will and shall in different situations. Like, shall I help you in this matter? Shall I help you in this matter? Okay. So this particular sentence we express here willingness. But listen here, we can make use of this thing also. Okay, it does not. So in the beginning, I told you, it does not mean that in every situation we reverse this kind of thing. That second and third person we always use shall. We can use in a different way also. This is one such use. Next is also important. One more example you can say, like, will you do me a favor? Okay. Here we are asking the willingness of others. We are not making here a kind of request. Okay. Here we are asking the willingness of somebody. So there also we can use such kind of sentences. Okay. This is not related to future. Like traditionally we use will shall with for expressing the situations or activities for future. These are situations. Okay. Next. Next is conditionals. In conditional also we use especially the use of will. We use shall also, but the most prominent is the use of will. Listen, like it has been told earlier, if he works hard, he will work. In the chapter of conditional, I told you, whenever we use simple present, so it is quite natural we make use of simple future. So here you should consider that this particular time it has something to do with tenses. Okay, so very simple use here it is, like when you make use of simple present, so there we use simple future. Okay, now we move to next one. Next is use of would. See, would, there are many uses, but the most important is in indirect speech. In indirect speech, whenever we come across a direct sentence like will or shall, and these are the helping verb, So there we convert those into, and after every model, I told you we use first. Clear? One example we can take, like he said to me, I shall go tomorrow. I shall go tomorrow. So listen, like he said to told. He told me that. Now I, it is the first person, so it will be changed according to subject, that he. Now see here, will shall. It will be changed accordingly. So shall, here it will be would. He would go the next day. Okay. So this is how we use would in indirect speech. This is only first use I have told you. Next is also, see, will is also used. Will is also used. I earlier told you, for polite request. Okay, like would you please sit here? Would you please sit here? Would you please lend me some money? Okay, so these are uh, uses of would, and there are other also. Third use of would, it is very important. It is, see, when you express about that thing which is almost impossible, you only uh, keep on thinking. Okay, when you express your desire which is not possible. Okay, listen, like your improbable thinking, or only imaginary situations. Listen, would that, this is how we start. Would that, things which is not possible. Kash aisa hota. Would that. So we have this particular phrase for that particular Hindi phrase. Kash aisa hota. Would that I were. Would that I were a bird. Okay. This is a kind of situation which is not possible. You know, at the time of speaking, it is your wish, and it is that kind of which is not possible. Only you keep on thinking. Okay, when you go to you become escapist and you keep on thinking, if, like, if I were a king, in this kind of situation you add this extra phrase, would that, so would that is the alternative of this word if. In place of if, we can use would that. The feeling is the same. Kash aisa hota. Next. Next is also, it is very important use. It is also in conditionals. Conditionals, condition two conditional, condition number second, condition number third. Okay, listen. Like if he worked hard, he would pass. Okay, condition number third. If he had worked hard, he would have passed. See, these kind of sentences often these come in the examinations of any type of examination. So, for those students, I am telling you, whenever you come across this second form, certainly we have to use this would first. And whenever you come across had third form past perfect, so there we use would have third form. You can take in this way. Would have third form if you feel, you use had third form. If you get would first form, we use second form. Clear? Next. Next is also important. See, would, it has a different way than other models. See, particular phrase I am telling you, like and words also, like these words, rather and like to. See, these are some identical words. With those, we easily feel that okay, we have to use here would. Rather, and one more word is there like prefer. Okay, like when you feel like there are two situations, which one you feel that it is the better one, which one you feel that that was the poor one. And, you express your willingness also, like what is the thing you would like to do. Okay, so it is the combination like to when we you express your willingness, desire, future desire, whatever present desire also. When you have to choose something like option, so these are those things. Rather, like to prefer. See, two situations are there, and how do we prefer? Like, I would rather sleep than play. Two situations are there. Okay, you are offered to play, you are offered to sleep. So, which one you feel better than? So, yeah. Next, he would prefer tea to coffee. Two things you are offered. You are offered coffee. You are offered tea, and like so. Which option do you feel according to you the better one? So, like I would prefer. So with rather we use than, and with prefer we use to. In the same way, like to also, like I would like to. I would like to take tea with snacks. Okay, so this is how we use these three. Okay, prefer, rather, like to. So these are quite prominent use. Okay, uses of these one. One more is there. Listen, that is also very important. This is related to past habit, habitual action in the past. You feel that this was quite frequent in the past. So there we use of like he would always help me with money. Okay, he would always come late in the school. Okay, so when he was a student. So when we talk about somebody's past habit, so this particular use of would, it is very much important. Okay, so one more advice I advice I give you right now. Unless you practice all these things, you should not feel that these will be there always in your mind. So you have to do this kind of practice. Next is use of should. See, with should, I would like to use ought tools. Ought to. See, ought to and should, they are quite near. There is a little bit difference also, but that difference, it is not like perceptible every time. You know, so students, they are confused about this thing also, like whether to use ought to and should. Almost they are similar in use. Little bit difference is there. I'll tell you. First, should. Should basically, yes. One more thing. Should is also, it can be replaced with the word if. I tell you how. But before that, we should continue with the usage. Should, see, there is a word lest. Lest, it's a negative word. Whenever you are advised, you know, so there, this thing we use quite frequently. Like we become imperative so that the negative should not come to us. So in this kind of situation, we use should. Listen, like work hard. Let you should fail. Okay, let, little bit fear, it is, created in your mind. कहीं ऐसा ना हो. So this kind of thing. Do this thing so that you can avoid such kind of thing. Clear? Next, means the meaning is that you should keep on working hard every time. But when we create this kind of negative result, the advice, that particular advice, it becomes very much important. Next is ordinary advice. Ordinary piece of advice when you give. So there we use to. Means any advice that you feel that it is not important, it can be avoided also. The same way, the same advice we can use ought to also. Like you should help others every time. Okay, you ought to help others every time or at the time of need. So these are quite near, but still there is a big difference. Like when we talk about the use of ought to, it is near some kind of obligation. That is moral duty. When you talk about moral duty, we always use ought to. Like you ought to spread the message of honesty. Morality is there. So when you talk about morality, moral education, so there we always use the model must. Clear? I mean, not must, this is ought to. Next. About must, I told in the beginning, must is something which is quite compulsory, the things that you cannot avoid, you have to follow. So there we have to use. Clear? Next is, we have two uses, need and dare. See, need means necessity and dare means courage. These are used as helping verbs, auxiliary verbs, models also, but these are main verbs also. Need, needed, needed, dare, dared, dared. But when we use them as models, as helping verbs, we don't use them in simple sentences. We always use them. We always use them in either negative sentences or interrogative. Either we use them in negative sentences or we use them into interrogative sentences. So how do we use them? We learn to. First, use of need. Absence of necessity. Absence of necessity. When you feel that there is no necessity of a particular thing. So there, how do we use them? Negative. Listen. You need not run. The train is late. Okay. Now there is no use of running. Absence of necessity means this running is not required. So when you have this kind of situation, we use need not. One more example we can say. He need not attend the meeting today. Okay. When it is told that no need is there, no requirement is there, necessity is not there, so there we use need not. Second, second is absence of necessity. Now second use is when you question about. When you question about necessity. Listen. When you question about necessity whether that thing is required or not, so there we use need in the form of interrogative. Listen, like need I attend the meeting today? Okay, we are asking, we are questioning about whether it is necessary or not. Next is like need you attend all the questions. Need you attend all the questions. So when you ask some kind of questions in this way related to requirement, whether it is there or not, we use need in this way. When you feel that there is absence of necessity, so we use need in this way also. Clear? But we never use need in simple sentences when you feel that it's a model. Okay? We need or we use need in simple sentences only when we use need as a verb. Like I need a pen. Okay, like I need your attention. Okay, I need your focus. So here I am using need as a verb. Or suppose I advise you, you need not attend my class. So here I am giving you one particular advice that you need not pay attention to this thing. Clear? Or you are asking, need I attend this class? Again, there is use of need but in interrogative form. Okay, so this is how we use. Now next is use of dare. Use of dare. Dare, it's a daring word, so we have to be very much careful to use it because it's quite daring. See, dare, I told you, it's a verb also, but it's a helping verb right now. Model, as a model we are using. Listen, again the same thing, absence of courage. Absence of courage. When you feel that you are to use a situation where you are feeling to use this particular thing in this way, absence of courage. You want to, demoralize somebody by saying that you don't have this kind of courage. So how do we use? Listen, like you dare not, face your father. You dare not face your father. See, fear is there, fear factor. You dare not face your father. Or she dare not jump from that height. She dare not jump from that height. So again, negative word, fear is there. So when you create some kind of fear related to courage in negative way, we use model in this way. Dare. Next, when you question about courage, when you are doubtful about somebody, whether it is need or whether it is this courage, question. When you question about courage, when you are doubtful about courage, somebody is like, dare you fight with a lion? Dare you fight with a lion? We are asking courage means, do you have such power? Do you have means क्या तुम्हें हिम्मत है? This kind of thing. Dare you fight with a lion? So when you have this kind of sentence, we are doubtful about somebody, or we are questioning about somebody's power. So we use this. One common sentence. It's very popular sentence. Most of you they don't know it, and unknowingly they do it. But today I'll tell you why we use it. You are asking about somebody's courage. Okay, like, how dare you? You are surprised. You are chiding. You are scolding somebody, and because of that courage, which you actually don't want that he or she or anything, they had shown in that way. How dare you do it? How dare you do it? Or very common sentence, how dare you touch me? How dare you speak like that? Okay. So in this way, we use these two, dare and need. Students, almost all the models, like the basic models I have covered today. This is the last one. Still, two or three, you can say, they are not actually models, but you should be very much careful about using it. Has to, have to, had to, and will have to. Okay. These are those phrases, which are related to some kind of compulsion. Some forced actions are there. Has to, have to be used in present. Like, I have to do it. He has to come from 30 kilometers daily. I have to cook the food daily for my parents. Okay, this is for present use. Compulsive or forced actions at present. Forced action at past, had to. I had to help him. I had to donate their 5,000 rupees. Some forced action is there. Will have to. Now, forced, it is external and internal both. Clear? Will have to, shall have to. Again, basically we use, maximum use will have to. Will have to, the things, the forced action that you feel that it's going to happen certainly. Like, he will have to report here at 7:30 sharp. Okay. So when you have these situations, like future situation, this is past situation. So present situation, you should be very much alert while using this. Okay. So I hope you understood the complete chapter of models. If you have any doubt, you can ask me later, and be ready with the exercise. Okay. Soon I'll be giving you that exercise, and hopefully you have got better understanding of novel these particular models today. Okay. Thank you.